You know what sometimes frustrates me with Negro people, Ebonic people, black people, is when we see Caucasian people or non-black people channeling their ancestors, which are our ancestors, because we're often hearing that black people, Negro people, Nubian people, Ebonic people are the original people. And so if we are the original people, explain to me what is co-opting, what is stealing other people's heritage. Now, I agree, it becomes quite challenging to support when you see them celebrating this in a way where they're not honoring the root of it, when they're not honoring the source of it, when they're not honoring where it comes from. I could see how that would frustrate people. But to have a problem with all of them because of some foolishness that some of their ancestors did is only pushing them all to that. Like, I want to see Caucasian and non-black people evolve. I want to see them fully realize a soul. I want to see that. And the unfortunate thing is, it's a lot of people who look like me who have lost their soul. And I don't want to say lost because I don't think we lose it. I think that it can go dormant. I think that we can, for a time, sever our connection with the soul, no matter how much melanin you got. If you become so obsessed with material things, you can lose connection with the spiritual realm, because the spiritual realm is the opposite of material. And so if you're focused on the material realm, then you can lose your connection to the spiritual realm, ultimately causing your connection to your soul to wither, and almost seem non-existent. So I think a lot of deeply melanated people, instead of always trying to critique every white person who shows an interest in trying to reconnect with their souls and trying to evolve and trying to grow as a human being and trying to become more fully realized, I wish that we could see the beauty in that and not feel threatened or jealous or intimidated or always feel the need to point out, well, you know where you got that from. Like, I also, on the other side of that, would like to see Caucasian people honor that. I would like to see Caucasian people and non-black people say, you know what? This does come from my roots. And my roots are ebenoid. My roots are deeply melanated. Because scientifically, if we look at this from a scientific standpoint, everything comes from a deep space. And normally, when you go into a deep space, it is a dark space. In the Bible, it says that the Creator moved upon the face of the deep. Even before we were flesh, before we were bones, before we were body, it starts with sound. And I'm even certain that those sounds were deeper, darker tones, deeper, darker utterances. This is why I've never been ashamed of the deepness of my voice as a trans feminine being. Because I know them low notes provide a springboard for every high note you will ever hear. The bass, the deep, that's the foundation. And so everything comes, it makes sense logically from a more concentrated space. Melanin, deep melanin, is a more concentrated space. So this is before flesh. This is before when we were sounds and utterances and thoughts. You're going to start off with a more concentrated model. You're not going to start off with a diluted, integrated, mixed model. You're going to start off with the concentrated part, and then you're going to add and take away and manipulate. So I just want people to be more grateful and to show more gratitude when we have those moments where we can see beings who don't look like us or beings who do look like us, when we can see that soul and we could see those things that connect us. I'm not messed up about seeing non-black people celebrate their heritage, because it's their heritage too. I just want them to acknowledge that. And I want deeply melanated people to stop reminding them that everything comes from you, but then trying to gatekeep them when they move in a way that reflects that. They ain't stole your culture. You selling it. Mainstream. As a trans person, I would be lying if I said I could not resonate with non-black people. Because oftentimes, because I resonate with my foremothers, I'm told that I'm copying. I'm told that I'll never be. I'm told that I'm pretending when it's legit in my DNA. How can you pretend to be something that's in your DNA? I have my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmothers, my great-great-grandmothers. How can I pretend to be something that's literally encoded into my being, encoded into my genetics? And so telling non-black people that they're pretending or they'll never be, no, they will never be your version. They will never be who you are. But saying that they cannot tap into, they're not allowed to channel, they're not allowed to connect with source. Because source is deep melanin. Source is masculine and feminine. And so I can relate to non-black people who legit are authentically connecting and channeling, not as a means of showing off or trying to prove they're in some way superior or trying to flex, like who legit are humbled and grateful to have that ability to tap in. Because I'm humbled and I'm grateful to have the ability to tap into my divine mother, to tap into the divine feminine source, the mother, father, the beginning and the end. Thank you, God, Goddess. And so on this Mother's Day, I want to give honor and thanks to Source, the first womb, the first portal. I want to give thanks to the indigenous and aboriginous people that were here in this land that had deep melanin in America that we don't give credit and honor to. I want to give honor to those. Because if truth be told, some of y'all walking this earth that got too much credit. And that's the problem. It's the went to your head and it's the made you more harm than good. With that being said, happy Mother's Day.